Welcome to an episode of Pick and Roll. My name is Aiden. And I'm along with my friend Carson. Uh, this is an NBA podcast, hoping to be an on-sports podcast in the future. To begin, we'll give you our way to early prediction of the awards for the upcoming season. To start off, Carson, who do you think has the potential to win the Rookie of the Year?
Right. So, as you said, it is way too early to say for sure who's going to win.
Yeah.
But I think obviously we can make predictions based on what we've seen from the build up of of these guys and the
Mm.
practice games. Uh, I would say it's a close one, but I think it's going to be LaMelo Ball. I think.
LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
So is that your guy for sure?
Uh, it's tough because basically I think Wiseman has a good chance of uh, being that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Anthony Edwards has a decent chance, but the thing is for Lamelo, it's like he's the main person in Charlotte, right? So he's going to have the ball a lot. He's going to play a lot of minutes. He's going to be the leader of the team. Basically, he's going to be the leader of the team. So he can put up stats. So if he puts up stats, then he can. Uh, I mean, that's what the awards are, right? That's basically who has the best stats.
And who impressed the voters more? True,
Yeah,
true.
but
So
then it's all mainly about stats, I think, because like they look at the stats for these kind of like rookie
yeah, so
of
the
the year
stats
thing.
influence the awards. Yeah. So
Yep. Hmm.
so you're done. Can I go on my prediction?
Yeah, yeah. What do you think?
Okay. So who I think has the potential to win? Yes, Lamelo Ball's in my list. Obi Toppin, Ball, and Anthony Edwards and Wiseman. These are my list of who would be the top runner for
Uh,
the rookie
is
of the.
ball like
He is
eligible
eligible.
for?
Yes, he is eligible to win since even though because he started in the bubble, that doesn't count
Hmm.
as the beginning of his season. So he has a chance to compete for the rookie of the year, and he wants to win the rookie of the year this year. So that in mind, Obi, like for me, the top two runners would be Ball and Anthony Edwards, because Ball,
But
as
who's
you
your
said,
pick? Who's first pick?
uh, I think it's going to be Lamelo Ball,
Right.
but
Okay.
Obi topping my surprises. But the reason why I think Lamelo, wait, I'll take that back. I think it's going to be Lamelo Ball or Ball, who will be the top two runners, followed by Anthony Edwards and Obi Toppin and Wiseman. I'll give an honorary mention for Killian Hayes, Cole Anthony, and Tyrese Halliburton. The reason why I think Lamelo Ball could win it, as you said, all your points. He's the guy in Charlotte. He would put up a lot of stats. He is building up his confidence in for the 3 point, and he's a great passer as we've seen in the preseason. And
Yeah. It is.
Anthony Edwards. The thing is, they already had two superstars in that team, which is who is Carl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. So I don't know how, as a rookie, you would shine with two other superstars on your team. We hardly see
Uh,
that, and the reason why I think Obi Toppin has a slim chance is because he's playing with a lot of forwards. Like you have Kevin
yeah.
Knox,
Hmm.
you have Julius Randle, and like New York is basically built with forwards. So he has a very slim chance. So I'm taking my chance with Ball and Lamella Ball because Denver has to.
With
Denver
yeah.
always improve their rookies, and they've been showing that for the past few years of how their development program, how good their development
Yeah.
program is. So I'm going with Lamella Ball or Ball, but I think Lamella Ball it's in the top right now. So we had to, as you said, it's way too early to predict. And
Yeah. Ball I think has the same problem in that Jokic plays the position a lot, and they got Millsap and other guys as well, like who play that position. So how much minutes he's going to get is the key factor. And if he doesn't get injured,
Yeah, so I'm not including injury at all because
yeah, fair enough.
injury, anyone could get injured. Lamelo Ball could get injured in game one, so we never know. So
Mm.
I'm just going off with what I see. Yes, what you said about ball is true, but if the coaching staff decide to give him time, he's going to ball. That's one thing for you. Whenever he gets his minutes, he balls. He balls out, and he can shoot and he can pass. So that's what
Yeah,
they need.
he's a bit like posing this in a way, but he's a bit he's not as strong, but he's in a way he's like posing this.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
not not at Porzingis level, but could
but
be
yeah,
in the years
with time,
with time.
yeah,
It could be.
yeah. But the if you move on to the another award, another one that I think is going to be close. It's going to be a close one. Is what do you think about the defensive player of the year race?
I'm going. I'm going with three people right now. Three people who have signed an extension with their teams, who are highly motivated, and one is of a championship. So
I think I know who exactly we are talking about.
yes, Anthony Davis, Giannis, and Rudy Gobert. Three people
Right.
highly motivated, and like they got over 150 mil extension. Like Anthony Davis, 190 mil extension. Jan is one of the biggest deals in NBA history. 28 million extension, and if I'm not mistaken, 202 or 206 million extension for Rudy Gobert, which money motivates people in this case, and
Yeah.
Anthony Davis believes that he was robbed of his defensive player last year, so he will be going hard. And
Yeah.
LeBron is passing his torch to Anthony Davis, and he's slowly reducing his playing time and depending on people around him. And I think Anthony Davis is going to produce in the offensive end and in the defensive end. But speaking of defensive player of the year, I think it's going to be Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, and Giannis. And I think Anthony Davis will win it by the end of
Yeah, I agree
the
as well.
season.
I pick Anthony Davis as well because another thing is team defense, right?
Yeah,
So I think the Bucks have a very good team defense, but now that Giannis already won it, sometimes I think there's like a thing where you don't voters tend not to vote for the same guy for too many years in a row.
yeah,
Like
there is
recently,
a voters fatigue in that part. Yeah, that's
right?
true. But
So
I
now the
think that
Bucks.
that will be applied only for the MVP, not for the
That's true, but yeah, I'll come to that as well. But
yeah.
I'm talking about defensive player of the year because I think Anthony Davis did deserve it last year. He did do enough to win it. Uh, and I just think it's like with uh with Davis, I think Lakers defense this year is going to be good. It was good last year as well. This year is going to be good.
Yeah, with the loss of Dwight Howard
Right,
and JaVale McGee, they would be expecting a lot from Mark Gasol and Anthony Davis and from uh,
Montrez.
Montrezl Harrell. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, from Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah,
So, which would
Wesley Matthews as well. Very good
yeah,
defender.
but he might be or he might be defending on the top, but in the down it will be him and Montrezl Harrell. So, and I think Anthony Davis is quick. He reacts fast, so he would. I like. I think he'll be getting quite a lot of blocks more than he did last year because of
I think he's going to play more five this year,
yeah exactly yeah.
especially because with Taylor and Horton Tucker, he's
Mm.
going to get some minutes as well this year. I think so. With that in mind, I think he's going to So I think Davis is definitely a contender. I
Mm.
think I will also put Giannis in there because of the Bucks defense,
Yeah.
especially. And I think another person I'm going to include is actually I'm going to include two more people because I think Drew Holiday might be a contender because his defense is slowly starting to get like recognized, right? More and more players are coming out and like saying that he's one of the probably the best defender, like on the outside or one of the best defenders. So he might get a consideration, but I don't think both him and Giannis would both get considered in any case.
Mm-hmm.
The other person I'm going to go for is a guy used who is considered the best two-way player, Kawhi Leonard. So because I think this year the key thing is I think he's going to play more games this year. I don't I
After
don't
last
see
year's
yeah I don't
disappointing
see
loss, yeah. So
I
I
don't see
think
him missing as many games.
I think he will be more improving his game in the playoffs rather than in the regular
But
season.
his playoff game is like usually always good. Like it's except for that one game
Yeah.
or those two games, those last two games. He's always been good in the playoffs. I think he'll. I think they'll this season he has to come back strong, and I think he's going to play at least 70 games at least. So I think he could
I
be
mean,
like an outside
in total,
contender.
there's 72 games this season.
Okay, yeah, then maybe a bit less than that. Then
Yeah.
so
So
65, let's say 65 games, maybe he might play.
yeah.
But
So I agree with what you said about Kawhi, but I have to disagree with Drew Holiday because he plays defense exactly the way, like, if you see LeBron, he went his defensive rating went up in the playoffs, but during the entire regular season, not much. He did have quite a few steals, quite a few blocks here and there in a couple of games, but in the playoffs, he was more defensive minded. He was basically offensive minded and defensive minded. He was mainly focused on defense, and against the Houston series, his defense
yeah,
he was locking James Harden and Russell Westbrook, either one, or maybe uh, he might gone to Gordon, but he
so
basically focused on their.
so what are you saying about Drew? You're saying he doesn't in the regular season he doesn't put as much effort in.
I mean, it's always a guy who gets that who always defending down because who always get that blocks. I don't think like
Yeah, no,
who
I agree with what you're saying.
no
I agree.
Drew Holiday might uh, lock in some players and force some turnovers. But for Anthony Davis, Giannis, Rudy Gobert, and Kawhi Leonard in this case, uh, those guys could start intimidating the player. They could do the exact same thing Drew Holiday does and more. So, and in the end, he's always at the end during the ending of the season. There's always two decisive players who are going to win. There's never three. There's always, even though
Yeah, no, so no,
they
I agree. I'm saying Drew and Kawhi would be outside contenders. I'm saying AD and Giannis would be the two contenders.
mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying AD will win it. That's my prediction.
So for you, AD from okay, so all right, so we both agree on AD and
And LaMelo, I think.
Lamelo, yeah. So one of the one of the interesting awards, the most improved player. I'm going with
Mm,
three guys.
right.
I'm
What's
going
your
with Kyle Kuzma,
okay?
Taylor Horton Tucker, and Lonzo Ball. I'm going with three people. One of them, or like all three of them, all three of them would be better than last season. But at least one of them is going to ball out next season, and I believe it could be Kyle Kuzma after his 40 million extension, which happened last night for me. Yeah,
Do you
in
think he
my
deserves it?
uh, I I believe this is exactly what they told Kyle Kuzma. Take this deal right now. And if you perform well, we'll give you a bigger deal. And his contract is ending some like okay, so LeBron is there for the next 3 years. Kyle Kuzma is there for the next 3 years. And yeah, so depending on what LeBron decides to do, whether retire or whether or go to his team where his son's playing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so LeBron would take less, and if Kyle Kuzma ball out these 3 years, he's going to get a bigger deal than what he got right now. Or he might get traded and improve. And thing is, if Kyle Kuzma win one more championship, that is his
Yeah.
bargaining chip for a bigger contract. So I think that 40 mil is good for 40 mil extension is good for uh, the Lakers. They are
Mm.
a bit more flexible. They could look try to get who
Yeah. Yeah.
DeRozan.
Mm.
They could keep this guy for at least 2 years, and third is a
Yeah.
play option. So third year, so it's basically a 2-year extension. If
Mm.
if,
Yeah.
if, if they don't extend him by the
Mm.
end of next season,
Yeah.
he might leave. He
Mm.
might say this is my signal to leave. He could leave
Mm.
and look for a bigger deal. He already won a championship. It's now
Yeah.
about improving himself and getting a bigger contract. So yeah, depending on
Yeah.
what LeBron and the Lakers does in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is he your first pick or?
Depending on how much minutes Taylor uh, or Tucker gets in, I'll call him THT. How much THT gets? How much minutes THT gets? If he gets more minutes, because they already have Caruso, they have
Mm.
Kuzma, they have LeBron, they have David, they have Wesley Matthews, Harold, Gasol, Anthony. They have so many people now there to spread their time.
KCP as well.
I forgot about one of the main guys there, KCP. He's a starter for sure. We still don't know who Kuzma could potentially start. Could be like
Yeah.
LeBron, KCP, Kuzma, Harold, and Davis. But I'm not the coaching staff. I don't know what's gonna happen. We can see
Yeah.
in 2 days'
So
time. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So yeah,
I'm
Lonzo as well is an interesting one.
Lonzo. If if he doesn't get if he keeps on shooting with confidence, he would be one of the more improved players. If you see Lamella Ball, he had 0 points. He took 4 shots, if I'm not mistaken. He had 0 points. The next game,
Mm.
he shot a couple of threes. He got somewhere about 10. And so, yeah, he built his confidence from game one, and game two, he performed. Game
Yeah.
three, he did better.
Yeah.
I believe Lonzo, as an older brother, could do even better than LaMelo. Because he
Mm.
all, we all, if, I don't know if you saw him, but we saw how he performed in Chino Hills. And
Yeah.
that was the reason why he was a number 2 pick. So I think if he
Yeah.
builds up
No.
his
And even last year, before the bubble, he was balling out.
and let's not even talk about his playmaking. He's one of the best playmaking, and I'm pretty sure we will be talking about him when he retires of how good of a playmaker he is. But as long as he builds up his shooting, builds up his confidence to shoot,
Yeah.
he has
Yeah. He's a good
he
player.
could potentially ball out as well.
So is he final pick? Like if you had to rank them?
I will say Kuzma, Alonso, THT.
Ooh, okay. Okay. So for me, I have one of those players you said in my list.
All
I have
right.
I have so I have a three, but then there's another fourth guy as well who I'm
Okay.
not. So the fourth guy I'm saying who has an outside chance is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander,
Yeah, that's a
because
good pick. Yeah.
because the thing is he already had a big jump this year where he's
True. True.
averaging
True.
like
Yeah.
19 points a game. The thing is now OKC is in tank mode this season, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So they've traded everyone else away. So he's the main man. He's the guy they're going to build the future around. So he's like I said before. Like I said with Lamelo, he has all the options. He'll take the most shots. He'll get the most minutes. He'll play the most games. All those things will be like he'll have the control of the team. So he could, if he puts up big stats like 25 points a game, 26 points a game. I don't know if he's capable of that, but if he does, he has a chance. But I'm saying he's an outside candidate. But because my top three would be Lonzo, I think, is one of the options, right? Because I think he's going
Yeah,
to take a big jump this year.
that's it. Yeah, I believe so.
The other two, I'm saying one of them is Christian Wood, right?
All right. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
he's doing good in Houston right now.
yeah, he's a good player as well. I've seen him play, and he's very good. He's a good player who I think he could average. He could not be an all-star or something, but he can be close to that this year. I think, especially if James Harden leaves and the team is not built around James
True.
Harden. The other one I'm saying, who I think will probably win it, is Jamal Murray. That's my pick for most improved player, right? And I know he's already like a star, right? But if you look at his season, right? If you look at last season,
Hmm.
he he averaged I think 18 points a game or something like that, like 18 points, 5 assists,
Yeah,
something like that, right? He's capable of much more than that. He could, I think he could average about 25, 26 points a game, give you about 7 assists a game. Like he can shoot, he can do everything offensively, right?
yeah.
So, so I
So
think this year he's going to be all star. I think for sure. I think I'll back him to be all star this year, even in the West, and I think
I
he's going
mean,
to take.
it's all about the popular players in the All Star.
Yeah,
So like, I don't know why All Star
no,
is a
but I'm
big.
saying I think he'll put
He's an
up
All Star. He's an
popular.
All Star player. He's an All Star player. He's an All Star
No,
player,
but
and
yeah,
he has a
but
chance to be an All Star. Yes,
yeah,
but
no, but I'm saying is he until now he hasn't put up all star numbers. But this year I'm saying he'll put up like how Devin Booker put up numbers last year. I think he's gonna put
yeah,
up those kind of numbers this year because he's now everyone's looking at him as like a star, right? Like a star player after
yeah.
this
So
uh,
if I
playoff
have to,
event.
yeah. So if I have to say, if I have to say, Jamal Murray is consistent throughout. He is consistent throughout. He performs well every year. So the most improved player who takes a huge leap from the last season. So I don't know how much big leap does he need to make in order to win the most improved player. But yeah, we never know. He could
Yeah,
potentially he could potentially be.
yeah,
And
yeah. So quickly moving on.
so to
So
quickly move on to
with six men of the year, right?
now this is
Um,
tough. I'm not sure who's going to win
the
it.
thing is, the thing is, I'm not sure because we don't know who's going to come off the bench and who's going to start. No.
For Lakers, we don't know like so
Yeah,
so I believe Kuzma is going to come off the bench. I'll put him in the list. 'Cause I don't know anything about the six men as of right now, since we don't know their starting lineup or anything at all.
yeah,
Uh, so if Kuzma is coming off the bench, I'll just throw him in that. If Harold is coming off the bench, I'll throw him also in the list. Um, then for I think one guy in Hawks could win it because they have a stacked team and we don't know who's going to be the sixth man. So I'll throw one of
yeah,
those guys. Whoever comes sixth, he might have a chance to win. Yeah, so those are my guys. I
yeah,
don't have a clear player in mind who's going to be a sixth man. And
yeah. I don't really have any reason for this. Like, I'm just going to tell you the names because
yeah,
we don't know the reasons
yeah,
yet. But if I had
same,
to
same.
guess, I'm going to put Schroeder in there, right? I think Williams will always be like a candidate,
Yeah, that's
but
always
I'm going to go with someone I don't think you'll expect. I think Carmelo Anthony is going to win six man of the year
that that has a higher chance. Yeah, he has a higher chance of winning it.
because I
But
think he's the third piece that comes off the bench for Portland.
but I don't know if he's gonna be rotating between like so six man of the year has been confusing because last season both Harold and Lou Will was in the list. I don't know how that works. I don't know maybe because they were switching the six man every single time, so they both end up being the six man list.
No,
So
six man is given to the best reserve player, so it's like not anyone who doesn't start can win it. All right, and also sorry, I forgot about another thing. Actually,
yeah,
I'm going to switch my pick. I'm going to back Spencer Dinwiddie.
Is he coming off the bench? Oh, is
Yeah,
he? Is
yeah, he
he
comes off the
a
bench.
wait? So
He
who's
comes off the bench.
wait? So
I think
is
it's Kyrie, Levert, KD, uh, this guy, what's his name, Prince,
jo-
and
oh Prince
uh,
and
and
Jordan?
uh,
Yeah, and Jordan? Yeah,
and DeAndre
DeAndre
Jordan. Yeah,
Jordan. Yeah. So if that's the case, then Spencer does have a chance. Yeah, but I'm not sure if
so
Spencer's gonna.
yeah,
Okay, and as a matter of fact, I didn't know at all. I thought there's always a clear six man in the team, like the first person to come off your bench. I thought it was always that guy
no,
who's
no,
considered
no,
the
no,
sixth
no,
man.
no.
So I learned something new today. So yeah, if
Yeah,
that's the case,
yeah.
Lakers bench has like one of the Lakers bench have a higher chance of winning it. And even Hawk, as I said before, Hawks. I'll Your list looks good. Anthony looks good. He has a chance. I'll include. I'll say Anthony as well. Then they
I
look
also
good.
think I also think wait, Anthony Davis for
No, so sorry, I'm not
oh,
Anthony. It's
for six
Kamala
man.
Anthony.
Oh, you're talking about six man. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking sixth man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
So yeah. Mhm.
now for the biggest award, there is the most valuable player.
Yeah. So
Who are you
MVP,
throwing
I
in?
think a lot of people are talking about Luca, right? So he's gonna put
Yes.
up huge stats. But the one reason I'm saying it's not gonna be Luca is because of the team record. I don't think the Mavericks are going to be a top three seed. I think they'll be a top five seed, but not a top three seed.
All
Right.
right.
And I just think there's so much like expectations about teams being the top seed to win MVP. So I don't think Luca's gonna win it. And
Mm.
as for Giannis, I think voters are like tired of it now because they voted 2 years in a row for him, and both times he failed in the playoffs, right? So I think
Eh,
voters might be not willing to vote for him again, even if he has like another amazing season, right?
okay.
So I don't think he goes to it. My pick is going to be the same pick for defensive player of the year. I think Anthony Davis is going to win the MVP because
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So here who I'm thinking. It's always There's always a narrative created in the beginning by media,
yeah,
and usually every little good thing they do, it always be exaggerated, and they are considered an MVP. So I'm going with all three use like the three people you mentioned. I'll I'll throw LeBron into that.
I was going to say those LeBron would be ahead of those two in the list, but I think LeBron's going to give it to AD. And plus,
I believe so.
I think LeBron's going to miss the first few games, right? Or he's going to reduce his minutes, so
Le-
that might affect his
LeBron
stats.
is going. Yes, exactly what I agree with. Anthony, agree with you that Anthony Davis has a higher chance of winning the MVP coming season. Because LeBron is going to rust. He's going to be
Yeah,
he's going to be there for you in the playoffs, but he's going to rust you in the regular season, and he's going to maybe play the tough games for
yeah,
you
and
and some easy games.
I don't think KD is going to go for is really going for MVP. I think he's probably going to look after himself.
The kid now focus on health. Yeah, exactly. He's going to focus on health
Yeah,
and then perform
yeah,
in the.
and Steph doesn't have a good enough team to get a top seed, so he can't do it. Harden is not going to win it this time because I don't think he's going to be in that on
We
that
don't know where
level.
Harden is going. We don't know where Harden is.
Exactly.
So
The only other person I would throw in is Kawhi for the same reason I said as for defensive player. I think he'll have to play more games. He'll be forced to play more games, and if he balls out, if he plays elite defense and balls out, he has a chance. But I think basically, I think AD because the Lakers, I think will be the number one seed. That's I predict that, and I also predict him to be the main guy. And if he is defensive player of the year, if he's even if he doesn't win it, if he's playing at that level, yes, he
yeah.
can win, right?
So I think KD could win not this season but the next season after maybe win the
Mm.
championship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm giving to either Luka Doncic or Anthony Davis. I believe Luka could win it regardless of the seed thing, even though that's a factor. I'll
Yeah,
give it
I
to
think he has
Luke
narrative. He has narrative on his side.
exactly. So I'll give it to Luka or Anthony Davis, one of those two.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I think as well. The last thing I want to say before we stop is coach of the year, right? This is a
Yes.
tough one to give because it depends on the team's record. But who do you think?
I'm going at this point. I believe 76ers could do something remarkable in the East. I'll give Doc. I'm
That's a
believing in.
good pick.
I'm gonna give the defending champions coach Frank Vogel. I'm gonna throw him in the list. Give. I'm gonna give the Suns coach
Yeah,
some
Monty
eh,
Williams.
Monty Williams some credit as well. So I'll throw him in the mix as well. Him and I think
Yeah,
maybe an underappreciated or maybe an underrated one. You can choose one word, one of those words. I'm going to give uh, the Denver's head coach. I'm going to throw him on the list
mm,
as well.
yeah, yep, yep. No, so I agree with you on that. I think Frank Vogel is the favorite, right?
At this
I
point,
think,
yeah.
yeah, because of the seeding and all these things. But I
Mm.
also want to say, I believe Steve Nash has a chance if the Nets have a top
If ne-
two or top three seed. I think Steve Nash might be a candidate as well.
if they could avoid the
Right.
drama, everything, I believe Nets could be a top seed. Then he has a chance. Till then,
Yeah.
I'm not considering Nets for anything at all.
Yeah.
Like
So, but then there's also then you got to consider this guy. What's his Tyronn Lue. Depending on what happens with the Clippers,
at the
then
like it's true. Clippers is a great team. They have potential of winning, but at this point, we don't know how. Like they're trying to figure things out. By the time they figure it out, it'll be end of the season. In the playoff, they might do good, but right now they're trying to figure things out. And
yeah, that's true.
so
I
they
think in the end, if I would say if the Suns get better than if they get like a 6 seed, I think Monty Williams will win Coach of the Year. If they get better than a
yeah,
8 or 7,
it's true.
if they get a top 6, top 5 seed, they'll probably if they do that, if they get a top 5 seed, then Devin Booker will probably be an MVP candidate if they do that. But who knows? I don't think that's going to happen. But you
David
never
Booker
know.
is a great player, but he never get considered for anything. All stars and any
You never
awards.
know. But now that he has a good team, now that he's with a good team, and if they get a top 5 seed, and he's the man, he scores like he's the man.
Then he
He'll be he'll be a
so
candidate. But
since it's a way too early prediction, I'm not including Devin Booker on the list because he might be in the list. Let's say he might be in the list. So
yeah, you never know. You
you
never know.
never know. And final award, executive of the year. I'm giving
We got to
it
give
to
it to Rob.
Rob.
We got to give it to Rob.
I'm giving to Rob Palinka. No one else.
Let,
I'm not putting anyone on the list.
that's not that we're not even there. There's no list to do.
Yeah, exactly. No list at all. Rob Palinka.
It's Rob. It's Rob. It's either Rob or OKC's a GM who's just collecting picks at this point.
He might be next season or he might be in the future, but
No,
not
but it's
right.
Rob. It's definitely Rob. It's
It's
definitely
different.
Rob.
Yeah.
No option. Rob
No option.
Pelinka. Yeah.
He didn't get it last year, which he I think he might have deserved it since he made a top one. He made a top seed team. His team, the
Yep.
team he created was the number one seed. So I don't know
Yeah.
how come he didn't win.
And now he's just done so many moves now that is just like unbelievable.
He went out gun blazing in the off season, and he did his job.
Yeah.
Now it's a player's job to win a champion for him and for the
Yep.
organization. So yeah,
Yep.
so that is our way too early prediction for the upcoming season, and
Yep.
we'll see you. We hope you. We hope you had.
Good.
Uh,
Yeah. And I think we just the next thing we're going to talk about is predictions for the playoff standings and our predictions for who's going to be a contending team, who's going to be a playoff team, who's going to be lottery teams next time when
next
we
time,
discuss.
yeah. So see you in the next episode of Pick and Roll. Thank you for listening.